Looks like we are in a good spot to get started. So let's start our webinar officially. Today, brought to you by Cleanfax and our sponsor, Service Monster. The topic is Digital Domination, Mastermind Marketing Strategies for Cleaning and Restoration Business Growth. I think we all like that word mastermind. We want to do the very best we can when it comes to using the tactics that we have heard about, we've seen, maybe used in the past, or we'll learn about today. But we can see our panelists are on the screen here. We'll get into a little bit more about what they do in a moment. But today's webinar, about an hour long, use the Q&A, use the chat to communicate. We look forward to everyone being here with us. So I am your moderator, Jeff Cross. I'm the ISSA Media Director, which includes Cleanfax. As moderator, I just ask the questions. We have our experts here who are going to tell us how to do things right. But assisting us today on the back end, moving slides and helping out with the technical is Martha Schmidt. You can tell she's a digital person from her picture. I always make fun of that picture, but it's a good one. So glad to have Martha running things in the background. And also in the background is Elizabeth Christensen. She's our editor. She's going to keep an eye on the chat, an eye on the Q&A, and copy those out, the ones that we want to cover. So if we don't get to your specific question, it's probably because we're going to cover it in the presentation. So stay alert to that. And feel free to repeat questions if you feel you need to in the chat. So before we get started, I already talked about the Q&A in the chat. One question that comes up many times during a webinar is, will I get a copy of this recording? If you registered for the webinar, whether you're here or not, if you're not here, you're not hearing this, but you will get an email with a copy of this recording in a few days. It will also be on cleanfax.com, so you can watch the presentation there as well. And we encourage you to take the recording, take that link, and share it with your team. If you're a business owner here and you have a marketing employee, give it to that person. Let them watch this. No matter where you are in your work, no matter where you are in the industry, you're going to get a tip or two from today's webinar, something that will help you do your work. Last point, you are muted automatically, so feel free to make all the noise you want, except Sunny, Mark, and John. If they make noise and are unmuted, you will hear them. So, but all you attendees, just sit back and enjoy and watch. A little invitation about ISSA. ISSA is the Cleanfax parent company. We encourage everyone here who is not an ISSA member to look at that option. Go to issa.com or email membership@issa.com. It's the global Trade Association for Cleaning and Restoration. So we encourage you to look at that as an option for your business. Okay, let's get started with our panelists. Sunny Ahuja with Kill It Online. Sunny, welcome to the webinar. I know one of our questions initially was, who does Kill It Online? It's Sunny. Hi, Sunny.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me. Good to see you all. Good to see you, John, Mark, everybody else. And I'm going through this chat, and there are people from Colombia, New Zealand, all over the country. That's pretty exciting. Very nice.
It will be. A little bit about Sunny. We go way back, and Sunny is not from the industry, but he did take a water damage restoration class. And did you pass?
Yes, I did.
You did. Yeah. So he knows a little bit about restoration, but his focus is on helping you get work in the industry. So, Sunny, I wish I'd have been there with you during that class to watch you pull wet carpet around or whatever you did. I'm sure you did fine.
Yep, I did. Well, as per Barry, I did fine.
Barry Costa, yes.
Barry Costa.
And next we have Mark Sager. Mark is a good friend from Minnesota or Florida, I guess, depends what time of year, Mark.
Minnesota today.
Minnesota.
Yes.
Mark has helped Cleanfax many times over the years with articles and content. And Mark is here. Mark is not involved directly with marketing coaching, but he runs a business and he's done all the things we're going to talk about today. So I asked Mark to join us today to add that flavor as the end user and what he does with what we're going to discuss. So Mark, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you. Flavor, huh? Okay.
Flavor.
And Mark's got a killer YouTube channel.
Yeah, Mark will talk about his videos. I think he's proud of those, and rightly so. John Braun, another friend, go way back as well. He's helped us with Cleanfax with content and other webinars. And John, I think you have kind of what your moniker is kind of about hitting something. Tell us about that.
Targeting clients profitably. I learned a long time ago that if you're spending money on marketing, spend money exactly on the clients that you really want, not just shooting at everybody in the whole city, because not everybody's your client.
That's good advice, John. So we look forward to that. John is Mr. Hitman himself. As we move on, we do have a sponsor message, just one from Service Monster. We value their sponsorship and thank them for this. But here's a short message from Service Monster.
Are you struggling to keep up with the day-to-day management of your cleaning business while growing it to new heights? Tame the beast with Service Monster, your all-in-one management software for running your service business efficiently and profitably. With Service Monster, you can simplify scheduling and optimize your team's routes, streamline customer communication, retaining loyal customers for a lifetime, automate daily tasks, and reduce unpredictable human error. Grow your business with our customized digital marketing solutions and lifecycle campaign technology. Service Monster is your cleaning business's secret weapon for success. Visit servicemonster.com and try it for free for 14 days.
Fantastic company. I did another video with them recently. So anyone that needs help with that part of their business, Service Monster is there for you. Well, let's get into our content. We only have about 8 slides or so because we're going to spend a little bit of time on each one of these, but covering the biggest parts of marketing in the industry, talking about the mastermind marketing strategies. Let's talk about right now. Sonny, let's start with you. You've been doing this a while. As you look at what's going on with marketing and getting work and helping companies, what excites you the most right now that those watching should pay attention to?
Great question. So things have changed, especially since COVID. And then, of course, with the introduction or onset of AI. And that has, at the beginning, I thought, I don't know which way this thing is heading. But now, of course, we use the tools like Clarity, like GA4, videos, Reels, all these tools that we have now access to is giving us better data. It's letting us reach a better audience. And so, this is what really excites me, that the ROI has improved in past couple of years because we can use all these tools to optimize campaigns and marketing in general.
Thank you, Sonny. And Mark, let's go to you next. I know you use a lot of these tools. What do you find that works for you that you enjoy?
Well, I'm finding even as an older guy, I can start learning these and using these tools, and they're making them easier to use. So that actually has become exciting because I do use a lot of YouTube. That's one of my things, and some of my marketing as well, and some of my expression and creativity. But I find, like we were discussing, AI helps with some titles and things here and there, and also just the being able to produce and do these things. Even now, somebody with less experience can go in and there's tools or there's apps even on your phone that you can make those videos and put them out. And it's so incredible. I'd say that's the most exciting part for how I've been doing things.
Did you call yourself an old guy?
I did. Yeah.
All right. So who knows? We have some young people with us today, some older people with us. I agree with you. No matter how old you are, if you want to learn something, you can do it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, John, you're third up in this question.
Sure. Well, echoing for sure, AI, I use it every day. But what's also exciting lately to me is text marketing. I think it's still pretty untapped. The notable thing is it can't be abused. You can't text market your clients every week or really even every month for the most part, but every 2 or 3 months, if you do it tastefully, it really builds your base. And a lot of the times I hear clients, message me back, or I talk to them and they say, John, I sent out that message. It cost me $50 and I booked $10,000 in work within a few days. That kind of stuff excites me. So text marketing for sure is one of the up and coming current hot things, I think.
Yeah, that's a good return on investment for sure. I can see why that's exciting.
Yeah.
In fact, let's move on to our next point and talk about tools of the trade. And John, I'm going to go to you because I want you to talk more about this text marketing. Like, how does that work? How do you use it? You mentioned you can't use it every day, but does it get real jobs?
Oh, absolutely. And so you really want to do it mostly for past clients and then hot prospects that you've talked with and put them either on a funnel where you're marketing back to them for a certain amount of time, depending on the type of service that it is and what you've got going on. But Past clients, what I found is it's really good to just give them a well wish for, I don't know, we're coming into the holiday season in just a little bit, maybe mid-October, just a warning of a well wish for the holiday season. And then also a warning that you need to book for a couple weeks in advance because we're going to be booked up because the holidays are coming. But not really a sales pitch, just a friendly reminder we're still here. And here's an informative message for you and maybe a well wish for the holidays or whatever season's coming up. We find that to work really, really good.
Okay. I just put in the chat asking everyone here today, all our attendees, does anyone else do that? I think I do receive occasional text messages that are marketing. I don't mind them. In fact, if I know the company, obviously there's a reason. Anything else, John, you would add to the tools of the trade that you like to use?
Well, AI could be great for creating content. I do have a warning about AI. Don't just, some guys will take it, gals will take it and just copy it verbatim into their website or their blog. AI doesn't write things always out of the box really, really well. So you do have to do some rewriting. You do use it for ideas, even use it for general things, unless you really create an avatar and really create some specific things about what the AI is doing. You're going to really need to rewrite it quite a bit, but use it, play around with it. It's not going away, right? Use it.
Yeah, I use it as well for ideas. It's kind of become my search engine. Ask it questions. It's a great thesaurus. If you go to a regular thesaurus online, it'll give you a couple options. You can ask your AI assistant, give me 50 words for this, and all the words are there. So I like that, John. Appreciate
It's
that.
great. I love it. Great for ideas too. I use it for ideas almost more than anything else.
Yeah. I love the give me another way to say this or give me another
Right.
idea on top of this
Thesaurus, better than a thesaurus.
And you can spell AI and not thesaurus. Anyway. Sonny, let's go to you next. What do you like? What's out there? And I see in the chat, we have Alejandra uses text messages all the time. Well, she's a young person. That makes sense. So thank you, Alejandra. And Vincent as well. Follow up, thank you. And for review request, that's a good way to use it. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, Sonny, it's all you.
Yep. So I agree with John. Like John says, sending out SMS text messages using AI is huge, and the ROI is really good. As far as getting information, or let's say if you need content for your landing pages, for your hyperlocal landing pages, yes, you can get them from AI, but you will still need to give it some human touch to it. It also depends the kind of prompt you give AI. But then with SMS, it's also great for email follow-ups with drip campaigns where your past clients, past customers are getting emails driven by AI with different follow-up systems or workflows where they get first email. If they don't open it, they don't get the second one. They still get the first one again until they read the first one. They don't get the second one, and so on and so forth. So that's very powerful. It's like each email becomes catered to the person himself. So that's one thing we've been doing good with. But besides SMS and email, it's also a great tool for booking jobs online, booking your free estimates online, taking care of your calendars online. Everything is automated. So the chat bots are pretty much doing the whole thing where they are getting more and more appointments on your calendar.
Thank you, Sonny. And Mark, let's get you to add to this.
So
I'm going to say video.
Yeah, I have two businesses in a sense going here. I have one that's local, of course, our carpet cleaning business, and I have one that's more nationwide and a little more worldwide presence. So in my case, my YouTube videos are also a help. My videos are a help, even shorts that I do. They're a help of getting in front of people out there, getting people interested maybe in our product as carpet cleaning company and our product as the products we sell. And so it goes out further for us. So there are times when I SEO certain videos and shorts that I'll post, say, to Facebook or Instagram, things like that, that I will take an SEO, I guess, hashtag a little bit for more of my local market and one for a little more worldwide market. So that's some of the stuff we're using, and I've only been doing that for probably a couple of years on that type of, I guess we'll call it the SEO, and it works. I think we were talking earlier. I had one, I was showing a carpet cleaner how to take one of your long form videos, say on YouTube, and make a YouTube short out of it. And I was sitting at, a get together. And so I said, hey, people are into pre-spraying lately. Let me do this. I put it out, just a 30-second video, pre-spraying a nasty carpet. And of course, you get all kinds of comments and reaction. And by the time I'd left 4 hours later, it hit 500,000. By that night, it hit 1 million, which is unheard of for any of my videos, by the way. Right now, it's going on 6.7 million as a YouTube short. And the comments are crazy, which is part of it too. That's why they love that, because, the more comments and participation, YouTube and these other things, wherever your platforms are, I'm going to keep feeding it because it's got people in interest. So they keep sharing it. So I don't have videos doing that, by the way. I've got maybe a couple at 1 million, but most of the time, we're talking a couple thousand, maybe a 60, 70,000, they're kind of common. So carpet cleaning isn't the most sought after item on YouTube. So, I'm using it more for education and marketing, but it's a great tool. It's honestly, and, it's forced how I come from a performance background, of course, being a music person and music teacher and stuff. So it gets easier to do what I'm doing, I guess, on them too.
Amazing results, Mark. And I can tell it works partly because you enjoy doing it. I think that's part of it. Yeah. I would ask you to put in the chat the link to that 1 million view video, but that would mean everyone would quit watching us. So let's not do that yet.
No.
Maybe towards the end we can share that, because I would like to see it myself. I think everyone here would probably like to see. And it's got to be interesting. It's got to be engaging.
Well,
it was boring how-to.
It was terrible. What it was is a greasy path coming out of the kitchen. So we called it water off a duck's back, because the water would stay on top. So of course it looks hideous. It looks like I'm ruining everything. I'm soaking everything. Of course you get comments on that, but the whole idea was we were trying to tell them, you see over the sides, the water's penetrating. In the middle where the grease is sitting on top, creating a lake, and people don't quite catch it. They only see the visual of, this is terrible. You're ruining everything. So that's why I got popular. Yeah. I ruined everything.
Yeah. And people start to share that and watch it. Yes. You get more traction that way. Very good. Okay. Before we move on, anything else, John or Sonny, you'd like to add?
Okay. So one thing, Mark mentioned something really good, videos. And videos has always been the future. Even 10 years ago, we were saying videos are the future. 5 years ago, it was the same thing. Even today, it's the same thing. A lot of people, especially business owners I see, don't want to be in the video themselves. It's like they feel that they're not, they're not, maybe they don't have enough confidence to make videos. And they don't have the right content. So going back to AI or ChatGPT, that's where they can get content, topics, headlines, ideas, the video content itself, and make those videos. And for 1%, if there's somebody out there who wants to have videos on their landing pages, on their YouTube channel, just like Mark, and they don't want to be in the video themselves, they can use tools where AI will generate their videos with content that is also generated by AI, and you can put them out on social media or your website or your YouTube channel.
Thank you, Sonny. I think we're our own worst critic when it comes to seeing ourselves maybe in pictures or video. I know I do a lot of videos, a lot of interviews. I'll put them out there and I'm not going to watch them again. So I feel that way as well. But if it works, it works, and you got to try it. I think that's the point. John, have you done any videos?
Yeah, I've done a couple.
I thought
200, so. I don't know. The biggest thing is, just go out and make videos. It doesn't even matter, guys. I mean, seriously, you have one of the most powerful marketing tools right here in your phone. Yeah. That is a studio that we didn't have 20 years ago, right here. Right? That you can go and create a very good video. If you don't want to be in it, that's fine. Get behind the camera, do whatever you need to do, but just start making them. I mean, at this point that we are with technology and YouTube, and if you have a business, you need to be making some videos. Go out and do it.
And I'll add this before we move on to our next point. if you've been doing videos a long time, go back and look at your first ones. You'll cringe because you'll just get better over time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, we talked about a lot of digital platforms. One that's been used so much, is it on its way out? And I want to ask this question because we got it in the registration part where people ask questions there. Email marketing, is that something that you want to focus on as a business owner? John, I see you shaking your head a little bit. You want to?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, why not? Hey, here's the ins and outs real quick about email. Not all of your clients want emails from you. Don't get offended. They'll unsubscribe sometimes. They'll give you email addresses. If I subscribe to your email newsletter, I'm giving you an email that I never check, right? And your clients are going to do the same thing. But some of your clients do want to get emails from you, right? So do it. Don't stick to only emails, because you will have unsubscribes. You will have people give you bad email addresses. So you're not really marketing to all your clients like you think you are, but still do it. It's super cheap, almost free in some cases. It's smart to do it. And you're probably collecting their email anyway for an estimate or for sending them an invoice. So you should be sending out an email newsletter a couple times a month at least.
Yeah, the newsletter idea is a good one. All right. If that's it, let's look at our next point, and let's talk about what we can do online to be different. Maybe that's articles, or we talked about videos. Are there other ways to be different in a competitive marketplace as you do your marketing? And let's start with Mark on this one. Mark, you can talk about video some more, but is there something else?
Yeah, actually, I like this color of what's happening here, because it essentially, I took a color and I made it a brand in a sense, and we trademarked Bring on the Blue, and it was an advertising campaign we had done here. My wife had helped with, so kind of went through both businesses, but we stood out because we were the only blue vans in town. We're a smaller community. And so we made the look out of it. So, and again, I come from showmanship of being on stage and performing. So what is it that makes you different a little bit, or stand out, or is creative, that people will latch onto a little bit? Sometimes it can be the bad dad jokes, like in my videos or something. There's certain things that stand out, people will come back to, and if you don't do it, they get disappointed. So the same thing with your business is, how can you stand out amongst all the other that's going 100 miles an hour in a crowd? And it's gray and black in this case, but you're the one person standing up there with your arms up in the air and they see you. So I really like how this picture details that. What is it that you can do, finding something that the other companies you're maybe, competing with aren't doing, and it will describe you better? How will it, in a positive manner, describe you better to stand out? So that's what we really search to do. And I think that picture is just great showing it there. I really love that one.
I would say I chose that on purpose because I knew you'd like it, but
Thank you.
A stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've seen your vans, Mark, and I've seen the wraps, and I know we've had them in Cleanfax over the years. So fantastic job there. And I do want to say this. I'm going to go to you next, Sonny. So be thinking here. When everyone expects those in cleaning and restoration to be technically savvy, right? They expect you know how to do the work. That standing out is different. It has to be a marketing play. It has to be branding. It has to be a personal touch. I know in my neighborhood, we've got some companies like plumbers, electricians that have the wraps that really stand out, and they make a difference. And I use one of them because of that. It's how they got my attention. But Sonny, you were warned. What do you think?
Yes. So here's what I feel, Jeff, that business owners or businesses in general, yes, everybody is trying to sell when it comes to SMS, emails, videos. Not many people out there are adding value. So let's say if you create a video that adds value, for instance, 7 ways you can prevent mold in your house after a hurricane, or 7 ways to increase life of your area runs. Anything that adds value. If you have those types of blog posts or videos, and you're sending out text messages, emails to your database, to your list, or even sharing them on social media, people will appreciate you. If you start sending out emails that add value, or if you start sending out SMS that add value, you will see less people will unsubscribe you, less people will spam you. your opening rates will increase because you're not trying to sell all the time. You're actually trying to add value. And then as you add value, you become the go-to person, you become the expert. Everybody wants to deal with experts these days. So not only do you get more business, you also stand out in your community, in your area, among others in your marketplace.
Yeah, there's a lot of content ideas that can come from this. The FAQ page or the how to do it yourself, just to help people understand maybe what you would do for them. Not that we want them to do their own work, but maybe if they see what you do, that could be a play as well.
Yep. And again, you can use AI for the topics, for the headlines, for the contents, for ideas, for everything.
Exactly. And John, let's go to you to wrap this up.
You know, the answer to this question should keep a business owner up at night. You know, because this is the ultimate question about how you can charge more than your competition, how you can stay in business when sometimes your competition can't. Both of those things are sometimes bad things, but in reality, business is dog eat dog, really, you know? So you should be asking yourself this question: how am I different than other companies in my area? All the time. It should keep you up at night, and you should come up with not just one way, but 5, 10, 20, right? Capitalize on 1 or 2 or 3 of them, you know, but there should be lots of ways that you're different. You need to have a unique selling proposition. You need to be doing something, and it might be a guarantee. It might be that you specialize in pet stains. It might be that you have the coolest YouTube videos around. I don't know, but come up with something different and start getting good at it and doing it.
Good points. And Steve Mastio, another friend of mine, said, be daring, be different, be first. That's Steve Mastio. Yep.
Yep.
Glad to have you here, Steve. Very good. Now, the only regret I have on this slide is if I'd known Mark was going to talk about that I'd put his face right there in that little blue figure, but too
Here
late.
and there. Okay, missed.
I'll send you the picture, Mark. You can use it.
Thanks. I will.
Let's dig into social media. Our next point. We've talked about it, but everyone here uses social media. They think they use it right, or maybe they think they don't. But how do you really use it to get the most value? I mean, people post stuff, right? We see a lot of content out there. How can you maximize your marketing campaigns? How can you make it work? And maybe talk about which ones work for you. Is it Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, or Twitter? And I forget where we're going to start. Let's just go to, I think it's John's turn to start us off.
Okay. Well, yeah, you should probably have some sort of a presence on Facebook, Twitter, but you don't have to. That's just the thing. I mean, if you're scared about it, you should probably at least play around with one media. But the biggest way to maximize it is probably by doing a remarketing campaign, I would think. And in other words, what that's going to mean is you put a code in the back of your website to where when people go to Facebook, when they go to even Google for display ads and YouTube videos even, they will see your videos, they will see your ads all over the place simply because they visited your website or because they're a past client. You can actually upload your client list and market to them that way. So that's probably the biggest untapped resources that I've seen that you can do, just remarketing campaigns that way. But the other thing too, like talking about what Mark was talking about with his videos, repurposing your videos, right? If you created a regular YouTube video, create a short. Also take that same video, put it on Facebook as a regular video and a short. Put it on LinkedIn. Put it all over the place. Don't get, I still stress because there's guys that are super internet savvy and super social media savvy and some that aren't at all, and they spend all their time trying to figure out just Facebook or LinkedIn. Don't do that. But if you're inclined, if you're somewhat, you need to get more internet savvy than you are probably, if that's the case. But you don't have to be on all media. Just stick with one if you're just kind of a beginner in that area.
I like that. A lot of us think we have to do everything, right, but you need to focus and make your efforts work. You talked about putting a code on a website, John. I mean, that sounds like a lot of tech stuff.
It's a little techy. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably something that you need your webmaster to do. I mean, if you're web savvy, you can figure it out. It's not rocket science, but you might want your webmaster to do it.
Yeah, I know, John, you offer that type of service for your clients, and Sunny, I think, as well. Sunny, why don't you tell us about it or other ideas you have for this?
So yeah, again, John makes a good point. You need to add Facebook pixels to your website so you can capture traffic. Doesn't matter if you have visitors coming from your Google marketing, your offline marketing, if you're on radio, television, magazine ads, If you're getting traffic from Yelp, Home Advisor, and so on, you can stay in front of them, stay in front of those prospects using remarketing campaigns. Doesn't matter how they come to your site. But then at the same time, I also feel or hear from my clients or from people in the industry that they would like to get more commercial work. If that's one of your main criteria or focus, then maybe you can start with LinkedIn and build connections. A lot of that can also be automated now. You don't have to sit and send messages manually to, let's say, if you want to connect with real estate agents. You don't have to send manual requests or messages to real estate agents. There are tools out there that'll do that for you once you create the message. And if somebody responds, they'll get a follow-up message, all automated. So depending on what your focus really is, are you trying to get, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, they all have different set of focuses, and it depends what you're looking for. But LinkedIn is a great tool to get commercial work.
Thank you, Sunny. I know I've sat in your presentations where you talk about that remarketing. Not something I want to jump into myself, but you marketing coaches can help with that. Mark, let's go to you, and then we'll go back to John and Sunny, just make sure we didn't miss something. Mark, I know you do a lot of YouTube videos. In fact, I found out a few years ago, YouTube is actually considered a social channel. And from the comments you can make on it and all, I can see that. But how do you feel about this? What do you like?
Well, I do use social media like we were discussing today, repurposing, like I repurposed a long form video that I just put up on Sunday. I was doing 2 long form videos a week for a couple of years here, and I just got back to 1 a week here recently, just because all I'm doing otherwise is editing, and it gets a little out of hand. So I backed that down, and it feels much better. So today I repurposed by making a YouTube short out of the video I'd put up on Saturday. And then I reloaded that video down to my phone, and I went out to Facebook pages that I'm a member of, posted that video. I also went out on, I did TikTok as well. Not as much on that. I've missed LinkedIn this time, and I missed X this time, but those are some places I'll post just on occasion to repurpose those. One of the things I do is I'm not using as much AI, but and I keep it on that personal level too, just because of who I am yet, and also I'm not as maybe AI savvy. So I guess I want to say to you, the people, even just starting yourself, just doing it yourself on a small scale, and let it grow from there where you're comfortable. So you don't have to, think, oh, I'm going to have to learn this, I'm going to have to learn that. Just take the simple form with your phone, put the video, go post it, and let people enjoy meeting you online as well too. And that I feel is very helpful. They get to know you.
Absolutely. John, anything else to add?
Just do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yes.
Make videos, get on social media. Don't get bogged down with it. Don't let it stress you out. Just get there and start doing it.
Even if it's not a video.
Or two. What's that?
Sorry. Even if it's not a video, just a picture.
Right.
Just a picture, posting something
Just
nice.
Get out there and interact,
Easy.
man. Just do it.
Simple. Yeah. Nice sunset.
Right. And all about the stuff that you're already doing every day. And not everybody sees like huge amounts of cat pee in a carpet or a rug.
Yeah.
Right. Or etched marble or a water damage with mold growing in the cabinets. Right. You see it all the time, but they don't. Just do it. Make pictures, make videos, just go ahead and do it.
They do like seeing urine sucked out of the carpet though in video shorts. So
John, are you being paid by Nike?
No.
Just do it. All right. Okay, let's move on to our next point. And we have a question in our chat about AI, and it's from Jared. He wants to know, is there a certain platform you can use AI on that would help you with content? So let's start with Sunny on this. Sunny, he might be asking about what type of AI tool to use, but talk about AI a little bit. And then we'll get into the SEO.
Sure. So as far as the tool goes, of course, the paid version of ChatGPT is good. And now they have come up with more updates and enhancements, even creating images for you. I believe, Jeff, this might be an AI generated image that you're using. You are. Okay, knowing you,
Yes.
They spelled it right.
I tell you, that's the problem. I don't know what SOE is, but it happens.
So yeah, definitely. We've been talking about shorts, and Mark just had a video that got millions of views, which is a short, which means it's probably less than 30 seconds. Those can be, so let's say if you have a video, here's what I like about AI. So if you have a video that's maybe 30 minutes long or 10 minutes long, you can have AI generate shorts for reels or 30-second videos from the longer videos. And so the AI will find the best of the best, let's say, content in your video and create a short from it. So you technically don't have to edit these videos. You don't have to take a 10-minute long video and make it a 30-second video yourself by editing it. Let AI work for you. Other than that, if you're going back to the point where you don't want to be in the video, use AI. HeyGen is a great tool. You can use that for creating videos. For podcasting, if you feel you don't have the time for podcasting or for voiceover, you can use tools out there where you can record your voice, and then the AI will create podcast or using your voice. They'll create your videos. So those are some of the very powerful tools to dominate your marketplace. And of course, I know we're going to get into SEO.
Go ahead and
But
get
one
into
of the-
that a little bit.
Okay. All right, then I'll bring it up when we talk about SEO.
Anything to add about AI, John or Mark?
It's not going away.
No.
I think it's going to take over Google. Mark, in the next 5 to 10 years, Google's going down. I don't know. That's my opinion.
So now we're talking maybe about SEO a bit, aren't we?
Well, AI's taken over SEO. Don't you think, Sonny?
Yes, especially because you can talk to it as well.
Right.
And I feel a lot of people are just talking to their phones and these gizmos now, and AI is giving answers. I see my kids do that, where they will ask a question from their phone using AI, of course, and they get the answers right away. So yeah, some Google will or search engines in general will lose traffic because it's easier and faster to get answers using AI.
So AI is using its reach as a search engine does to find information, obviously.
Right.
I use ChatGPT. I have it on my phone here, and I ask it a question. It gives me a nice answer, not just a simple couple of words, but actually a narrative. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, how about you in SEO? Are you focused on that at all with your company?
I not on the company necessarily. Well, yes, I take that back. We are, but I mean, I'm not doing a ton of SEOing. Well, I'm doing it through my videos. I'm still using SEO through my videos. So, and there's AI. So I'm still doing the old school SEO because it still does work at times, certain ways. So I'm still not giving it up entirely, is what I guess I'm saying. But I keep trying to learn. Again, I'm the old guy here trying to keep up with newfangled stuff as it goes, or learn it. So
You have to stop saying old guy.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I still am using it.
Mhm.
And I'm not a true expert on all of that. I still go out and I research. I mean, and I'm learning. So I guess I'm trying to tell the other carpet cleaners too, or cleaners here, I should say, cleaners and restoration people. I keep trying to learn. I keep studying. And so through this, right here, I'm learning as well as we're going here. So it's great.
I like that. And we all learn something every day. It doesn't matter where you're at. So thank you for that. John, let me ask you a specific question. Over the years, I received a lot of emails about business coaches or marketing people will help you with your SEO, with keywords, with all the backlinks and all the mechanics. I don't get as many of those as I used to. Now it's about content. So we're seeing a huge shift, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, SEO largely is about content. I wouldn't say entirely, because it's about keywording and still the same backlinks. But yeah, content's important. Just the funniest thing is AI can give you content so quickly and easily. You just need to harness it the right way, create the avatar, make sure that it's still good content, because AI can also spit out bad content. But SEO is still a big thing. And I think the other thing is a lot of people have their own local people that do SEO sometimes, or I'm not sure why you've had less lately or not, but SEO is still a big part of it. Even when I say like Google will be on its way out, it's not going to totally go away, and even then all the SEO principles are still probably basically going to be the same for a while, because what you're really trying to do with SEO is trying to get Google to say, hey Google, I'm the best website in the world that has to do with water damage Atlanta, if that's the keyword that you're going after. And to prove that, you have to have good content, right? You have to have a good website. You have to good keywords. You have to have good links from other websites related to that stuff linking back to you.
Thank you, John. Mark Risto just sent a chat to everyone. What does John mean? Create the avatar. And Mark calls himself another old guy. So Mark, welcome to the old guy club. John, you want to answer that before we move on?
So when you're in ChatGPT, you can actually tell it and have it create an avatar for you. So in other words, a woman that's 45 years old that has a household income of $200,000 and has 2 grandkids and a pet, a dog, right? And then you give it more information about what Martha is like, and you get the idea. And then you create content, basically tell it to write a letter to Martha about how pet stain removal can make her life better when they get it done by your company. That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, you can tell your whichever chat or whichever AI you use, you can tell it to keep going. I don't like that picture. You misspelled SEO, whatever you want to tell it, it'll keep going. And it doesn't complain like employees do. How about that?
I wrote a carpet cleaning song off of ChatGPT. Tried it, asked it to do it. I was just curious, and I was impressed. I'll be honest.
Sing it.
I was impressed.
Yeah,
I can't remember it. I can't remember that at all.
Oh.
I mean, I do. I think I saved it though somewhere in my computer. I'd have to look. But
okay, so we need 2 things from you, Mark. We needed a link to the video eventually, not right now.
Right. I don't think I've got that one saved, but yeah, the other video, I'll find that.
Okay, and we want you to sing that song and put that out there.
Make a video.
Thank goodness for allergies today.
I hear you. Let's move on to and talk about online reputation management. Obviously, a part of your strategy should be getting those reviews and testimonials, customer stories. So what's the best way to do that? I know you can hire companies to help with that, but Mark, let's start with you on this. And is that something you focus on? And what do you do with those?
Well, we're probably have the smallest amount of reviews of many places, but my location kind of dictates that a little bit. We're way up. We're about 4 hours north of Minneapolis. We're out in the woods and the trees and country, and lucky sometimes get internet services, telephone services in areas we're at. So doing like asking our people for like a review or something like that is not really a big common courtesy up here in the north. It's just the way people think and their thought process. But we'll have some reviews that'll come on, and I'll address them. I'll see them and reply to them. But we're in one of those areas where, I mean, people around the block are talking faster than they can type in a response. And so that's still good, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't get more online reviews. But for where we are at, I've been lucky that we haven't have to be going out and recruiting them. But the other gentleman here will definitely tell you how to do that. I think some of it is just your location. Again, I'm a smaller community. My community that I clean in is about 11,000 people, and the surrounding area is about another 8,000 to 9,000 on the lake. The whole county is only 43,000 in a remote county. When I go to Florida, I mean, I'm talking way more people. I'm around there, and I go out cleaning with those carpet cleaners and my friends, and what they have to do to get their name out there. So I totally understand both venues. I have to say I'm incredibly lucky where I'm at, because I'm not experiencing that. But when I was new and younger starting this business, oh my goodness, I was spending probably 10 to 15% on advertising, by the way, in different ways and venues and marketing. Where now, I was just looking at my numbers this morning, maybe 2.5% is being spent on any advertising at this time that we spend money on. Because, your videos and your marketing via Facebook and on YouTube, that's essentially free except for your time and your equipment and whatever you're involved. So it's a different type. But yeah, recruiting the people to give us a review, we don't do that as much. It just, but we do get them, but not like a lot of other places do.
It makes sense where you're located.
Yeah.
I've never been up there, but I've looked on the map. You are in the remote area of the world, that's for sure.
Yes.
Of course, you have snowmobiles and we don't down here.
Well, I used to race them, but now I have a fake knee that doesn't like it anymore.
All right, Sonny, let's go to you on this. What do you think? How valuable? How can we make this work?
Very valuable. The more trust, the more reviews you get, let's say on Google My Business, for instance, it helps you get more business. Companies that have 200-300 5-star reviews or 500 5-star reviews or more, they get a lot of business just because they have so many reviews. They a lot of time they don't need to spend money on Google ads as much because they are getting business from those reviews. Imagine those 500 reviews. If they have, that means they served that many people in the past who were so happy with them. So one, the previous customers, the previous clients are coming back, but then so are the new ones. One thing you must do, or everyone must do, if they have good reviews on, let's say, Google My Business, they should brag about it in their videos, on their landing pages. Obviously, it adds trust in their marketing. You can run Google ads in Google. You can run ads where you're driving traffic to your Google review page or Google My Business or Google Business Profile instead of sending traffic to your website. That's huge in some cases when the reviews are good. It converts better than landing pages. So you get more customers, more calls for less money, which reduces your cost per lead.
Appreciate that, Sonny. And John, anything to add?
Yeah, so I mean, getting reviews, I would put your clients, one, you talked about review companies. Be careful of those because some of them don't actually give you reviews to Google, which is the most important. They put them on their own website, which is nowhere near as important.
Yeah.
I won't mention the name of any of those companies, but your clients trust Google more than that company does when they go to that website. So they go to your Google page and they trust what they see there from Google. So how do you do that? The client uses you and you send them on a text sequence and an email sequence. And if I were you, I would mail them repeated messages and have AI mail them until they actually either opt out or until they actually give you a review. And maybe not a relentless amount. I'm not talking about ask them for months, but maybe for a month, email them maybe 7-8 different messages about, give us a review. Once they give you a review, stop. But do it both. Email, do it text. When you're in the client's home, ask them. We even had a little card that we would give them with a special website that they could go to our page to where they could actually give us a review directly from there. So multiple fashions, hand them stuff with information on how to do the review, text, email, all of it, get the review.
Thank you, John. I want to address a chat comment or two. Someone's talking about, well, Mark and David both talked about Lake Wobegon. I looked it up. That's not really a place, but makes sense.
Based off of Minnesota Public Radio stuff up here. Yes.
Yeah, very good. I tell you what, folks, we have 10 minutes to go. Let's ask Martha to take down our slide deck and just go into our Q&A and go over some questions. Here's one we received from Jessica. In regards to LinkedIn, how do we pitch a message without it sounding like a sales pitch? So, Sonny, you want to start us off? LinkedIn.
Great question. That's a great question because the idea is we're not selling, especially when you're trying to, in the beginning, build a relationship. So fairly simple, easy way. Make it personable. Make it non-salesy. Hey, in my case, I would say, hey, this Sonny, I see you are in the same city as me. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I like to meet other business owners, and hence the request. Maybe we can get together for coffee or something one day. And that's about it. If you're trying to reach out to real estate agents or property managers or whoever, you can keep it simple. Make it what's in it for them. Hey, I see you are a real estate agent. There's, maybe I can help you in some shape or form. So you get their attention. It's not like what you do for me, but it's what can I do for you. But keep it simple, keep it to the point, and that's it.
I'll add a thought to that. I monitor a cleaning group on LinkedIn with almost 51,000 members. And when I get a lot of messages that are exactly what was asked in the question, marketing, advertising, sales pitches, I usually delete those, but I do look for the teaching moment. If they share something that's beneficial to the group, that teaches something, that provides some content, I'll allow a little bit of the sales pitch at the end of that. So that kind of fits into the same thought. We have to provide something to whatever message we're making that has value and not just, hey, hire us. So thank you, Sonny, for that.
What's your cleaning group? What's the link?
It's for ISSA.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll ask if Alejandra's still here, maybe she can put it in the chat, or Martha, the link to that group. It's 50,000 plus. It's all types of cleaning. So I know Cleanfax is focused on floor cleaning and restoration, but it's for everyone in cleaning. You're probably part of it, John, maybe.
I probably am.
Yeah, of course you are. All right. So, John, anything to add to that? The LinkedIn idea.
Yeah, LinkedIn, just you're there to make friends. It's not it's a social media platform for business, but still you're there to make friends before they're ever going to do business with you. Just get to know them. Nothing too intrusive. That's the best. And have AI write it for you, maybe, right?
You can do that. I've used AI to write. I've tried to write emails with AI. I usually change it too much anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't fit me for that.
It could be tough.
All right. Mark, anything to add to that about LinkedIn? Do you use LinkedIn very much?
I use LinkedIn a little bit, but not a ton. As I mentioned, I haven't posted it for a little while on there, so it's not as active for me.
Mhm.
I'll go and research people though that don't use other social media platforms. I'll try to find them because I'll find there's some more business oriented people that don't spend time on Facebook. They're out probably making money, I'm back there on Facebook.
Very good. And both Alejandra and Martha put in the link for that. So yeah, check it out. Be part of the community. If I delete your message, it's you tried to sell something too strongly. That's all. So other questions. Let's see. I think we covered what we have in the chat so far. We have some others that were sent in. Another one we received is kind of an interesting question. How do I tap into our client social media after a job? So are we talking about tagging somebody? Are we talking about asking them to post? Sonny, do you have any thoughts there?
They probably mean tagging somebody.
Tagging?
I wouldn't do it personally if I'm not their Facebook friend and if I know them really well. Maybe even get their permission when you're at their house. Hey, do you mind if we tag you, if we thank you, thank you for hiring us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to clean your house. Are you okay with it? Because everybody's different. Not everyone on social media is out there to make a ton of friends, or some people just keep their friend circle very small and only people they know personally or family members. So it's always good to ask.
All right, very good. Anything to add to that, Mark or John? If not, I have more questions.
More questions.
More questions. This is a big one. What are some good ways to get into higher end homes? How do you target those people? Mark, I think everyone up in your neighborhood is in mansions. What do you do?
We actually do have some pretty nice homes up here.
I bet you do.
Yeah. Trying to target them. We just end up being lucky where we've been so well established, smaller area. So that does help. But people do come in and look and ask questions. We do find that they'll ask questions of their new neighbors. They also will use Google to Google us for carpet cleaners in the area, and we'll come up there high enough again because a lot of the competition in the last few years has changed towards our advantage. I guess I don't mean that in a negative way, but we've gotten up there to being well known. So we do have people like say 4 hours away from us, Minneapolis, that own places up here, and they do research. And And we come up there, we've got just even the few reviews we have is good. They'll call us, call the office. We will divert them also to our YouTube or Facebook too, just so they can see videos of cleaning if they have questions, and or we'll just try to answer their questions personally via phone or whatever. So that's helped us, I think, to be well known, or they'll go to groups and put in who to get carpet cleaning in one of the pages around here, and our name will come up like a ton. So that's very helpful. And I see that in other areas too.
Mm-hmm. Very good. John, you were in business in Florida.
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah. So tell us about this when you were after specific types of homes or neighborhoods. What'd you do?
Sure. Yeah, so we were pretty much always the most expensive high-end company in town, carpet, rugs, tile, water restoration, some. First, it's about, like we talked about before, being different, right? But two, about being professional. I can't stress enough that somebody that lives in a $2 million house does not want you to bring in a dirty vacuum, right? They want you to vacuum, by the way, but it can't be dirty, and it's got to look fairly new at least. They don't want you to bring in dirty, muddy hoses. They want your van to not have rust all over it when you pull up into the neighborhood. They want it to not leak oil on their driveway, right? They want you to have nice uniform shirts on. All of that's a big, big picture part of it. But two, they want to know that they're protected, that you have good employees with good backgrounds. Yeah, they want to know that you've got a guarantee, and if something goes wrong, you're going to rush back right away to take care of it. That's in a nutshell what they're looking for. How do you go after them? Well, you take, that message, that unique message that you come up with, and you go after them on all the stuff we kind of already talked about, even Facebook, YouTube, SEO, every door direct mail, still offline marketing works still, right, guys? Don't forget about it. Marketing and postcards to that specific neighborhood is a really, really big thing too, with a special offer. You can even do Facebook campaigns and Google ad campaigns just to that like 1 mile radius neighborhood that you're marketing to with that same message. So do all that.
You mentioned mail. You're right. We didn't talk about that, but this is a digital webinar, but
it is.
You've mentioned it, so it must be working again.
Oh yeah. Never stop working, really. I mean,
okay. Well, I know I used to get a bunch of junk mail, then I didn't get junk mail. Now I get more junk mail.
Sure.
So
it got more expensive. So the more expensive it gets, companies start doing it less, which means that your clutter for how you can get that message out there is reduced. So if you put out a postcard, somebody at that house, it's the decision maker is going to see that postcard.
Very good. We have time for one more quick point. I'm going to go to Sunny on this. This will be our final point, but then stick around. Mark's going to share that video link in the chat. So if you leave now, you won't get that video. We call that a cliffhanger or a teaser or something, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, hold on, Mark, with that. But Sunny, someone asked about Google Ads. Do they really work? I know that's one of your specialties. Can you just talk for a minute about how that's a game changer for your clients?
Yeah. So
AdWords, I guess.
Yeah, they probably one of the best tools out there to get new customers is Google Ads, if done right. And that's like a 2-hour presentation in itself, how to do it right. But if you make sure that you are targeting, so here's what I see that people do wrong and they lose money. Make sure you're targeting the correct area, zip codes maybe, or radiuses, just like we mentioned. John just mentioned how you can reach out to a certain demographic. Make sure you have the right keywords that are in phrase match, the right landing pages, the ad copy itself, the headlines, the offers. There's a lot goes into it, but once you have it nailed, once you have everything in place, it's one of the best things ever out there that can bring you business 24/7, 365.
All right. Anything to add to that, John?
I love Google Ads. I echo everything Sunny just said.
All right. Very good. Well, our time is up. We want to respect everyone's time. Thank you for being here today. Mark is going to put the link to his video in the chat now. And if you want to watch it, you click it now, because when Martha kills this webinar link, that goes away. So hold on, Martha, let me click it. All right. Thank you all for being here today. We appreciate it.